I forgot to bring myself on. Look at that. I have had a big glass of apple juice, and right now, on its way to me, I've got a hot chocolate with all the trimmings coming from my amazing family. I'm going to slow it down now, guys. I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning. Nothing to brag about, waiting for an online shop. And I have been back-to-back lives since 12 o'clock today. And a lot of preparation goes to load things like, hello, Julie Bamboo, hello, Sam Clements, to load all of the things that I have. Look, there's Lengro magazine. Wasn't it a great issue today? I'm so proud of my team. I really, really am. And I didn't even put my jacket on that I've got because I was a bit chilly. I had to change my other jacket. Sorry about this, guys. Hold on 1 second. Oh, God. Okay, so bear with me. Okay, I'm here. That's better. Right, so I am wearing Sunstone today, which is available in the Gemstone shop. Indeed it is. And all of our pendants and everything else as well. Sunstone is really, really good for confidence and to give you some sparkle. And I fancied a bit of sparkle today. I did. I've got a very lazy dog as well. Hello, Eileen Bathgate. How are you doing? Did you enjoy it, Stella? Did you enjoy it? Margaret Murray, you're having a Claire Petulengro fest. I love a good love fest. I absolutely love going on Derek Akora's page. But I tell you what, that man has got so many followers that I can't keep up with the comments. I really can't. So what about today then? Today on Lengro's show, we're talking about Time to Talk Day, which is tomorrow on February the 4th. Our mental health is so important, isn't it, guys? So I thought that I would start the show with your gemstones for mental health and also a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek look at how you're surviving lockdown and what I can do to make it better. Hi again, can you send the link about newspaper? What link was I sending? So this Facebook user, the link about the newspaper, don't know what you're saying, but above me, there is a button you can click that gives you permission to let Facebook show me your name, and then I can see who you are. But happily, I will answer that question for you as well. It was great today. I love all of that. Look, bless you all as well. So come on, give me some star signs then. And mental health. We all have bad days, but Rose Waters, who I've known since I was 16 and I'm 50 this year, she taught me to get out of bed and to get dressed and to carry on, and you always feel better. Hello, Lou. Come and say hello. We're on all my pages, look. There's Lulu. Did you see lots of magazines that were posted through our door for you as well that you can cut up as well?
I don't need that.
How are we doing? Do you know what we're talking about on the show? We're talking about, you wanted the dog, didn't you? You didn't even come in to say. We're talking about mental health. How do you think we're doing in lockdown? Seriously.
Good.
Good. What gets us through lockdown?
The turtles.
Turtles. Lucy's got new turtles called
Snips
and
Matcha.
And they look like little dinosaurs, don't they?
Yeah.
They're absolutely incredible. And we do have a favourite, and I'm trying very, very hard to give the other one attention, but they go on your hands, don't they? They live for like a really long... How long do turtles live for?
40 to 50.
40 to 50 years.
No, months.
Love you. Love Rose Waters says, I'm just going to tell her now because she might come on. Hold on a second. I'm just going to see if I can ring her quick. She's in the dentist chair, actually. She was going to the dentist, but she might be out by now. Chloe Needham, would you like to come on with me now if I send you a link? We should meet Chloe Needham. I've been promising her that I'll go live with her for ages. And then we'll bring Rose on as well, and we'll have a little chat about everything as well. Hello, I am live on all YouTube and everything else, and people are just saying I love Rose Waters. So I'm going to be on for probably the next hour. Hopefully someone will come and get Monty. You should come on if I send you a link. Oh, sorry, I've got to let. Thank you. Get Rose Waters on as well. I'm not going anywhere. It's fine. This is like our hello. I'm live. You're live on air at the moment. I'm on all channels, and people are just saying I love Rose Waters. Can you bring her on? But I'm going to be on probably for the next hour if I can do it. So come join me and let me know. I'll send you a link anyway. And I'm going to bring some other people on, I think, and I'll do some readings. But we're talking about mental health because tomorrow is time to talk day as well. And we're talking about you and how you make me get up and get on with things. So I'll send you an invite and come on if you can, when you can. Okay. Love you. Bye. Oh, that sounds fantastic. Okay, brilliant. Bye. Bye. So she's going to do a video on Brighton Beach and then she's going to come back and she might be able to go live. So copy to clipboard. Bear with me, guys, while I send a little link to a few people. Let's have a little look. Let's send some invites out. We'll just see if anyone is around and wants to come on with us as well. Let's have a little look. Who else can I think of? Let's have a look. There, that's it. This is so funny. This is what I'm about. This is what I love. As a Scorpio, I take you around the house sometimes, don't I? So let's have a little look. So Chloe here is a clairvoyant who I've got a little special place in my heart for you, Chloe. I don't know what it is, but she'd like to come on next week. So maybe I'll come on yours and you can come on mine. We'll do it all within the same hour or whatever. And maybe Chloe will give you a reading, guys, as well. So let's have a little look. Margaret Murray, my daughter Michaela, who is also on, we're both Librans, and she was born the day after my birthday. So although you'll have this sort of similar Libran qualities, your ascendant will be different, your moon sign, where your chart is as well. But let me tell you, I love Librans. The thing about Librans, though, isn't it, is you can, I'm just having a look. Chloe, what's happened? Chloe, I've seen this message, but I don't know what's happened. So do let me know. I'm going to go back here a second because I just need to know. Chloe. You lost a dear friend. Right, could we all send some prayer hands, please, and some hearts to Chloe? Chloe, you stay in your PJs, my darling, and we'll bring your talented self on here another time. So Librans, Librans are really good to emotionally manipulate. My dad was a Libran, and I just had to take him shopping and show him the things I want and give those doe eyes, and I could get what I wanted as well. So are you quite emotional with each other as well? Are you over emotional with each other as well? Hello, Tasha. How are you? So Librans, going out to new places and seeing new things. That's what Librans will miss most about lockdown. So what's the solution for all Librans out there? A walk down your favorite street because you want to. Change up where you take your exercise. The view and the endorphin rush are a great combination for a happy mind. Take a drink and a snack, wrap up warm so there's no excuse to rush home. You know you like the feeling when you're out in the cold and nature as well. So what do you think of those tips? And don't forget as well that you can also read Lengro magazine at lengro.co.uk. Sorry, I've got a really bad earache. Libra, indecisive. So did you know that every star sign is related and owned by a certain card in the tarot card pack? So Libra is related to and belongs to the Justice card. And if you look on any Justice card in any tarot pack, then you will find a pair of scales on there as well. Let's have a little look. Yeah, you love each other's company as well. And you've got that Libran sense of humor, and Librans are flirty with things as well. So rather than being mother and daughter, you'll also be really, really good friends as well. Alex, would you like to come on, Alex? Shall I send you a link? This is fun. Should we have like a little party? Alex, we're talking mental health, and I know that you've got such strong views on that as well. So bear with me. I'm just going to send Alex a link as well, because you all love Alex. I know you love Alex because I see when he goes on how many people go on to hear him as well. Alex, I'm sending you a link. I don't know. And that's it. There we go. This is such good fun, isn't it? Absolutely love this. So what card is Scorpio? What do you think? Scorpio belongs to the death card. And of course, Scorpio deals with death. In astrology, Scorpio is very much about not being afraid of death. And Scorpios probably have a very strange view compared to the other signs that their friends think about death as well. So we have humor about it, don't we, as well? So your daughter is suffering from mental health, Jane Watkins. What star sign is your daughter? Alex, get your butt backstage here, because lots of people want to see you. What about Alex? Alex, I've sent a link to, and I think he might come on. My daughter's suffering with her mental health. Jane, what star sign is your daughter? Let's have a little look. She's a Scorpio as well. So as I'll say it again, but with Scorpios, not being able to do what they want to do when they want to do it is a problem for them. Your sign is prominent in many spies. It is true. And you can look like you're up to something even when you're not as well. So for Scorpios, Google old mysteries, play Sherlock Holmes. You were given that sixth sense for a reason. Get into some detective games to keep the mind active. What a Scorpio shouldn't do is get involved in gossip and arguments, especially when Mercury's in retrograde. So until the 21st of February, we all need, okay, to make sure that we're careful with communications as well. Let's have a little look. So Carmen, what a beautiful picture. Shared you to my group. Hello, Spiritual Awakenings with Tarot, free and paid. How are you all out there? My name is Claire Petulengro, and I am a Romany gypsy. And I hope that you know that I'm one of the psychics who truly believes that we should all work together. And I want to know what star sign you are. And if you've got any esoteric gifts as well, let me know if you have. I love this. Look, Sonia Timmington. I'm a paranormal investigator and a Scorpio detective. Oh, wait, there's a knock at the door. Should we see who it is? Hello, you. You had to come on because he's gone. He's gone. He'll be back. Don't worry. It's technical problems. That is an example of Mercury in retrograde. And I promise you, if you listen to astrology, you can live a better life. Many of you out there might like the theory of the book, The Secret. And a Romany gypsy's thoughts in life are very similar to that, because actually we believe if you think you can, you will. We believe the impossible is possible, but miracles just take a little bit longer. And I know that with lots of psychics out there, there's lots of people that will put you down, that feel they're more gifted than you, or you don't do it their way. Psychic gifts are all about how you do things, how you pick things up. And what are we finding now when we're watching the Netflix channels that we would never have watched before? We're reading things about space and time more. And we're understanding that we did at some stage, and other races may have the ability for telepathy. And I think that all of these senses we can be using now, lockdown, although it's crap, has taught us all that we can really afford to take time for us as well. Here is Son of Lengro. Hello.
Hey.
There's your smiley face. Alex, take it away for a moment and say hello to everybody.
Hello. I just had some audio problems, but can you hear me okay now?
Yeah, can hear you perfectly. You explain that one, Alex. How have I adopted you?
Yeah, Claire's just taking me into her arms, and I'm one of the Lengro. How are you, Claire?
I am really good, but I'm really tired. So I got up at 5 o'clock this morning for a online shop to arrive at 6, and we were frightened that we wouldn't get it. And then I've done back-to-back lives, but you know what it's like when you're live. It's not work, is it? It's like seeing our friends, and you never know what's going to happen. Look what you've got here. Great vid, Alex.
That's nice. Thank you, Stella. And hi, Margaret, Karen, Stella, Jane. Oh, these are always the same ones who always join. They're so lovely, aren't they?
Why don't you tell people, for those that don't know you, what you do and about your YouTube videos as well?
Okay, so I'm Alex, and I was working at the London Bridge Experience, and whenever that opens again, fingers crossed, we'll be back. Whenever that will be, I'm sure it'll be sometime soon with how things are looking. But in the meantime, I've been staying creative and staying busy with I started as a podcast, and then people said, why don't you do a YouTube channel to complement the podcast? And I was like, that's a really good idea, because then I can get more visual stuff in and also learn new skills for the editing, because there's one thing editing audio, but video it's so much harder because of all the cuts. You probably know yourself with all the videos you do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So and now I'm on Claire Petulengro's Facebook Live as well. So it's a bit of everything. Oh, did you just get a lovely? Oh, that looks lovely.
Hot chocolate with marshmallows for my love. Thank you, darling.
That looks
Thank
amazing.
you so much. That is so good. So do you know what we're talking about as well? Before you came on, I don't know whether you were trying to get on when we talked about it.
Yeah.
Talking about how, for me as a clairvoyant, I've noticed that I grew up in a family who all did what I do. They were all Romany gypsies. They all gave readings. And then when I met people who were clairvoyants or gifted psychics that weren't part of my family, I learned how they'd experienced terrible experiences from other psychics that didn't want their gifts to grow. And I think that in life, when you're at school, in education, or in a job, as human beings, we've got in the world greed, we've got the need for power, for money, and to be top dog. What's your take on it? Because I know that you've had experiences of being bullied and all sorts of things as well.
Yeah, it's a hard one, really. I think it's true when you meet different people every time, you start to learn so much more new stuff, not just about them, but about yourself.
Yeah.
Because you start to pick up different skills that you never realized.
Yeah.
One of them, like for example, these live streams that I remember when we started the first ever Lengro Live on that Wednesday, and I was the cover star, and that was the first ever one.
You were the cover star for Lengro. You were. It was an amazing musical. And people you can still, if you go to lengro.co.uk, you can scroll back and read every article of Lengro ever done. And your interview back then was amazing.
By Emma, and that was like, first of all, I was so nervous to do live shows then. Like I was like, exact stuttering the words. Em was so nervous to even do a write-up. And now look at us both. Like Em is amazing in her articles. I'm just like, this is just second nature now. So I think when you do things, you pick up different skills and stuff that you learn along the way. And it's important to share it. That's why we do these live streams, to share it to other people as well.
Exactly. Well, people wonder how I found Alex. Rich and I, or the Hand, as many of you know him, we were invited by a gentleman called James Kisingbury up to a VIP party at the London Tombs. And Alex, Rich and I clicked straight away, and we all kept in contact. So you used to dress up and scare people, didn't you, at the Tombs?
Believe it or not, I wasn't allowed to smile. I wasn't allowed to laugh.
Oh my, can you imagine Alex going for a job interview being told not to smile as well? Benjamin Lee Hoskins, you'll know what we're talking about this afternoon. Benjamin Lee Hoskins is also a gifted psychic as well. And I think, don't you live abroad, Benjamin? Or maybe you're back in England. You feel closer to home at the moment. But anyway, how have you found like competition in the work and people putting you down? Maybe it's even a job that you've got that's an everyday job, but it is difficult, isn't it? And I think one of the keys for me is if we can stop thinking what we need so that other people will think we're happy or successful, and instead focus and chime in to what do I need to make me happy? Because it won't be the same as what we see on a reality show or anything like that as well. Lots of, Benjamin Lee Hoskins knows somebody who works at the London Dungeon. You know Mike? Oh,
Mike. Oh, well, we were at the Tomb, so the Dungeons is different.
Yeah.
But, it's probably we all do the similar, very, very similar stuff. I think it's really cool as well, like Kelly Elizabeth said, the podcast is amazing, especially the social media one, because that ties in so well with what you're talking about there of mental health, like getting the balance of not overdoing it, but also, like, here's a question for you, Claire.
Yeah.
Would you how do I word this? Would you say to any future parents about to have children that they should keep their kids off social media, or can their kids go on it, or how would you monitor it? And like, what advice would you give to future parents?
I think that I personally went through a phase when Lengro first started where I was on my phone and I was disgusting with the amount of time I spent on my phone. And then I had to realize that now the family actually take the phone away from me. You know, we're not allowed the phone. I think with children, they shouldn't be allowed to bring a phone to a dinner table. I think that when you eat, we should sit down for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And that's your chance, you know, to talk to your kids. All right. Rich is like looking at me. The truth is, okay, at least later on, you can say, but we talked at dinner.
Yeah, because I think it's a hard one because there is a lot of the times I think there's a lot of people who always sort of put out the bad things of social media. And don't get me wrong, there is a lot of bad things.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes the good things are often neglected because we all focus on the bad things.
Yeah.
And that's why it's like getting that balance of, yeah, it's good, but also it's bad at the same time. But some of the good things are so beneficial. Like, for example, this show, like if we didn't have social media, we wouldn't be doing this right now. And everyone sending in comments would never really know about us. So there's definitely ways that I think it's hard to get that balance. I remember before I was so addicted to Claire, it was unbelievable. Like, honestly, my mum would be like,
I've seen you online. I've seen you online at some very peculiar times. And honestly, I know Emma's in hours ahead in Oz and you two have conversations. So I know. You know what? We had a full moon in Leo last week. We've also got the planet Mercury in retrograde. So that astrologically means that a lot of us are feeling a little bit like we really are caged and we need to do something. And so miscommunications happen when Mercury's in retrograde. And I think that's when we can say harmful words. So we've all said things we shouldn't say to loved ones. And, you know, we've got to learn to take ourselves slower and to take that time as well. So as a young person anyway, what do you do when you're feeling caged up? Because what do the younger generation do? You can't go anywhere, can you?
That's the hard thing, is that usually you would be like, if I feel claustrophobic at home, I'd be like, right, message my friend, let's go out to the park or let's go meet in that restaurant. But now it's like everything's closed. So naturally, I am just drawn to go on my phone even more. And especially in the first lockdown, when I wasn't, like when it was all brand new, it was like, honestly, my phone was 24/7. It was ridiculous. My mom had to be like to me, Alex, I love you, but please just put the phone down for 1 second, like, because all she sees is screen. So that's why I would say to anyone who feels like they're claustrophobic or bored or whatever, just set yourself a project like I did with YouTube and podcasts. Because honestly, when you see how much you've done, or like the Lengro show, and you look back at all these shows, it's like, well, I actually did something during those times.
Exactly. The lovely Sophie Forbes says, teenagers in this generation, I find, are suffering with more mental health equals social media. I think is 1,000 or 1,000,000,000% the cause of it. I think that we should do a little poll. I think you should ask people to say whether or not they think children should be on social media. But if so, Alex, what age do you give children access to social media?
That's the thing. That is the thing. Like,
teenager, says Rich.
Teenager. But then I feel like if it's a teenager, is it not too late and rather grow them into it? You know, like when you have a puppy going to a dog, you teach it. So once it's a dog, it knows everything.
I like that, Margaret. I like that. Yeah. So you're gonna have to think of a.
It's hard. What does everyone else think? Like, what age would you let your child on social media? Or if you already have let your child on social media, what age did you let them on social media?
I like
that.
We're
entering into the social media era, aren't we?
Well, exactly. Rich has got a point. We're moving into the social media era.
Yeah.
I can say as an astrologer, you know, being in the age of Aquarius is about technology. And so I don't think that we're going to be able to resist it. But I do agree. I mean, I've been trolled before, and I've had people when I've been on lives send me the most horriblest messages about my children. And I think that's the danger. And I think as long as people, it's how do we control the haters out there as well?
I think if you get taught in school how to deal with hate, so then once you ever get it, you're like, yeah, I've been taught that, I know how to deal with that. Because you're right, like when I started my podcast stuff, majority is really, really nice, just like here, like lovely stuff, really nice supportive comments. But it's always that one negative that sticks with you. And that was the problem that was I was happening to me before. Is I would read that one negative and be like, oh no, have I done that wrong? Whereas now I'm like, one negative block, like 100 other positives. So like, whatever, you know, just let it go.
I think that's a really, really good message for parents to give their children. One thing to do, block. don't reply.
Yeah.
Look again, immediately block, and that's a really good thing as well. So you've got to think of a way to do the poll, Alex. While Sam at Lengro, could you read her message out?
Sam, I don't have kids, so I don't have to worry about that. But I'll be very cautious when it comes to my nephew and niece. Yeah, I think it's good to be cautious. Like, I just think it's better to be cautious than not at all. Yeah, it depends on what they're watching.
When I was young, we had a watershed, which meant there was a watershed. Now you can turn on a film, and the kids say what they call it in my house is nippy nippy. They see nippy nippy in the middle of the afternoon. Like Catherine Kelly says, yes, Richard is quite right. There's some very negative people out there.
Yeah, like,
while Jane Atkins says, yes, Alex, true, but parents should have more control.
Maybe if they're setting up an account under an age, there should be like, you can make an account, but also there's like a parental control thing where they can also look into it, but it's not so much like give me your phone, because that's quite like intimidating in a way, you know.
The other no, but what I was saying as well, the other problem was Lucy and Honey have to have a laptop for lessons, but then of course the friends are having group chats, and when they're having problems, if somebody is excluded from the conversation one day, then one of those people in the class each day is having a problem, and it up as well. So it is so difficult. I mean, we look at the glory of technology. My dream and my wish is I wish that when Nicholas Tesla was alive, that he could have just given us the knowledge for fuel-free cars that run on water, and also he was going to give us free energy, wasn't he? And that all popped up, but that's the thing that we should be concentrating on as well.
I think though, like when you think of it, it's even the most childish websites, for example, Club Penguin. When I used to go on there, I would still see people being nasty. So I think there's just no way to get away from it, which is why I think that's why school should rather teach how to deal with it rather than just saying stay away.
Yeah.
Because eventually they're going to be like, oh, I wonder what this is. All my other friends are using it. Why can't I?
Yeah. And I think that Facebook and all sort of social media should be a lot quicker when people report about getting that taken.
Yeah, they're really bad on that, I think. They're really... it's so bad that you can be reported for saying the most disgusting comment and it's just make a new account.
Exactly. Listen, my sunshine boy, how he got a job for not smiling at the tombs with James, I'll never know. Will you, Rich? Nikki Goddard, we've got to give her some attention because she says, hi from isolation.
Oh... I hope your isolation is going okay, Nikki. How's it going? Let us know.
Oh, because she's got COVID-19.
Oh, no.
Lots of prayers. And let me tell you, please, Nikki Goddard, the lady's name on screen is Laura Ann, who you should also be following as well. And she is a healer as well. So, Laura Ann, can I ask you to comment, please? Could you please send some healing recovery to Nikki Goddard? And Laura Ann, of course, is a part of Lengro as well. These days, the children's privacy and devices scares me. As a teen, we had the computer in the living room with parents looking over our shoulder. But with phones and iPads, they're so portable that it's hard to monitor exactly what they're doing.
That's so true. Yeah. Now that you can go to your room and see it going to bed, but they're actually on their phone.
Exactly. Attitude is wrong in a lot of earlier teenagers. You're totally right. So what are we saying, guys, and how are we going to do this poll? Do you just want a comment of for people to comment an age? Or
so why don't we do it like all right, we'll start with firstly, do you think your child should use social media or not? So if you think they should, comment the number 1, and if you think they shouldn't, comment the number 2, and we'll see what number we have more of in the chat.
Okay, but I'm interested as well to know the age of their children as well.
So then once the ones who say they should, then we'll ask them, what age would you?
You're going to host this bit because you're better at the games than me.
We love a game, Claire.
I know, I do. I'm nearly 50 and I'm such a child.
At what age? Oh, so Benjamin says 2. They're flying in really quick.
I know, look.
1. Wait, 1 was... Oh, God, I forgot. 1 was they shouldn't? Or should?
Right. 1 was what? Remind us, please. 1
Sorry, guys.
This is dreadful. No, this is me doing live since 12 o'clock. So 1 was if you don't think your child should be on social media.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
2 is if you do think your children should have social media.
We've
Okay.
got 1 from Sonia.
1 is no.
2 from... Ooh, they're flying through.
They are. Got a lovely one coming here from Sophie Forbes. Look,
It should be 16.
as well.
I think 16 is a good age, yeah. 1.
Two.
Oh, thank you, Sonia. We need help.
Amina, love you, Amina. Absolutely love you, Amina. Sending love.
So everyone who said 1, what age would you let your kids on social media?
I like
And
that.
everyone who said 2, why would you not let them on?
Oh, I like it. I like that.
I hope there's going to be no debates in the chat.
And Gail Rutherford, you are more than welcome. And if any of you would like to book a private reading with me, don't forget you can. I don't just talk games all the time. We do get around
And
to...
you have your school that's open.
Yes. So let me have some hot chocolate and then I will tell you all about it. If any of you are in my course at the moment, I know. If any of you do my course, do comment as well.
16. There's a lot of 16s coming through. 16, 17. With a good chat about cyberbullying. That's what, Kelly, you're right. I think with a good chat, I think it's important to still allow the kids to know that they're trusted to use it and not trusted.
Yeah, I agree. Sophie Forbes, I think kids have so much curiosity and it's dangerous for them as well. 14 says Sonia. There's kind of like a compromise as well.
So social media companies, so it always amazes me to see how... Yeah, I think 14. I think from when you leave primary school, and you're going into secondary school, you are taught anyway, guys, you're getting older now. That's what your teachers tell you. You're going to be more independent. So I think that should be given, maybe, especially if the teachers are teaching that. Oh, someone's at my door. I'll be 1 minute. I think I have a delivery. 1 minute.
I'll do a couple of readings while you go. Let me do a couple of readings. If you are suffering today, if you're having a really bad day, then let me spend my final stop off doing a reading or 2 as well, so I can help you guys out. And don't forget, read Lengro magazine as well, where you've got the most amazing articles to help with your mental health there as well. What have we got? We've got 7 planets moving into Aquarius this month. Let's have a little look. Sophie Forbes, let's have a little look. I'm going to pick a card for you. Mum's having an operation tomorrow and you're super anxious. Again, we're going to get some healing sent for you, my darling. Laura Ann, could you please send her some healing as well? The Judgment card shows that your mum will have the recovery, okay? It's a long road to recovery, but with the love of family around her, she's going to come out okay. What's the main thing when you have an operation? It's recovery, isn't it, babe? Yeah. That is the most important thing. Don't let mum do what she shouldn't, and do what's necessary so she's got the support and that she can rest and recuperate. So I'm getting the feeling that mum doesn't like to be told to sit down and do nothing, and she looks as if she's as feisty and incredible a character as you, Sophie. Sophie's somebody I'd like to go out in New York with. She looks like she'd enjoy the amazing places in New York. So let me do one more reading, and then we're going to bring on Alex as well. And what do you want to talk about next? Let's have a little look. Okay. So Amina, for you, the Ace of Swords. What does an ace mean? Aces in tarot mean new beginnings. It's not just a new beginning physically, but it's for you. And it's a really, really good card to have. It shows you're finally in control. So I suppose, Amina, we could call you finally the queen that you want to be. The key at the moment, and Mercury's in retrograde at the moment, is you not losing that tongue by saying the wrong thing. It means at the moment, any words you speak can harm or heal, and you have to make that decision and stay strong within it. You really, really do. We've got a troll on here, apparently. So let me bring Alex back on while I find the troll. Alex, we have a troll, apparently.
Hi. Yeah, I was just about to tell you that. I think it's Laura Darren.
Ah.
So not really a troll. They're not being nasty. They're just spamming and it's blocking up the chat, so we can't see what's been said.
There we go.
Sorry, I just got a delivery of some moisturizer because I've run out.
Oh, very nice. Yes. And, how do we rate that moisturizer? Do we give it a good write up?
Oh, do you know what? I've used it once before and I reordered it, so that says something.
Very nice. I think it's all about doing. That's it, Laura. And thank you, Sam, as well. I think it's all about doing things that make us feel we're full of self-love.
Yeah.
And we have to, this Mercury in retrograde business, we've got no choice but to run into hiccups and to struggle around things. So
I really liked asking them a question. I'm trying to think of another one to ask.
Yeah, come on then. Let's it looks fab as well. And got to love Amazon. I want
thanks.
Amazon. It came the same day. I was very
Amazon is amazing. Amazon Prime, like if I'm in an emergency and I need something, I'm like, next day it's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Question. So Claire was just talking about self-love being important, and I've just got some moisturizer. So what would you order if you wanted to treat yourself, and what makes you happy? Viewers and Claire.
Keep it clean before the watershed.
Keep it clean, says Rich. Come on. That's your Gemini pirate mind, isn't it? So Rose is coming on. She's gone down to the beach to see the beach, and then we'll come back where she'll have a better signal, and she will uplift you as well. So for me, recently, my sub-editor, Katie Christopher, who makes sure my commas are in the right places, she sent me a hair mask that was made of fig and coconut, and hair pieces and things that I put in my hair. It absolutely sorted my hair out, and I felt like a queen because my hair was better, and my hair has so many chemicals in that that's good. Oh, Carmen, I'm so on the same page with you. How good. That is so cool.
But Kelly, what are you reading at the moment? I mean, I've got to say, Catherine Kelly's answer is definitely my favourite one so far. Food you can't go wrong with.
I love that. I can show you something very interesting because I've actually realised there's something I'm supposed to be doing that I haven't done. So I'm going to get Alex's help. And I think, Rich, you've got a piece of paper somewhere, haven't you?
Have I?
Let's have a look. I hope this is the right one. Yes, it is. Right. So about this. So, ladies and gentlemen. Oh look, it's in the middle of us. I like that. That's it. So we have managed to procure from Leslie Anthony, who collaborates. This very large piece of amethyst. Could you model it for me, please, and point to the large amethyst? Thank you. There you go. That large amethyst has a price cost of £225. However, Leslie doesn't want it anymore. So we are raffling off tickets at a cost of £4. Wow. And you will then get the chance to have, and it will be sent in the post, so you will get it quickly, including postage and packaging as well.
Free postage if you live in Brighton.
Free postage if you live in Brighton. What else do I need to say? If you would like to buy a ticket, then please do comment below, and I will look back later, and I will put you in. And we are doing a computerized draw, so it will all be very, very clear, very easy. But I think the chance to get that big piece of amethyst for £4, definitely something that could maybe make you feel lucky, you guys, as well. And I'm not allowed to enter it either. I'm not allowed to enter it. And now let me take this brand off because there's a knock at the door. It's not Rose. It's my Laura Ann. Let me move it somewhere more artistic. There we go. There we go.
So they didn't want to snuggle me anymore.
What were you watching, please?
YouTube.
Oh my, Alex, over to you.
We were watching Minecraft on YouTube. It's a common theme in this house.
Oh, we miss the kids, don't we? We really do. No, Laura's kids. Oh. Levi and Imi, who are Laura Ann's kids, are absolutely incredible. And we just got a little snippet together in Brighton before we were ripped apart again as well. But it's probably safer as well because who knows the party that we would have had if we could have come up to yours as well. Look, hi again, Laura. So tell us what's going on in your world as well, Laura.
What's not going on in my world? So we've got homeschooling for one of them. The other one is in school full time because he's got special needs and an HCP. So kind of battling the two of them. We've got me trying to work, trying to paint, trying to do readings for everyone, trying to do everything and keep the house nice, keep my head on. I straightened my hair for the first time today in about a year. So
No.
Jessica Rabbit, guys, don't you think that Laura looks absolutely amazing? I don't think anybody realizes that Laura Ann not only created the Romany Gypsy tarot cards that we did this year with me, with her amazing artwork, but she also, you know, is a full-time mum and she runs her other businesses. You are an absolute entrepreneur and an inspiration. We also did an all-night for once, didn't we, you and me, without alcohol?
we did. We certainly did an all night. We had olives and lots of coffee.
We did.
I love olives. Yum.
Hi, Laura. It says Nikki Goddard as well. So, what is your take, Laura? You commented a little bit as well. Lovely cheekbones, says Sonia as well.
Thank you
She is
very much.
So it is hard, isn't it, with social media? I mean, sometimes the kids do need it. I mean, it's obviously just worked for you just now. But what do you think that we can do then about children getting too much access to bad content?
It scares me because I think I was a teenager when social media was just beginning to become a thing with like MySpace and Bebo. And then Facebook had just, I think I joined Facebook in 2009. And it wasn't much of a thing then. It was just kind of something you did on the side. And now it's like everyone's lives. And it does worry me that kind of you can't really monitor what's going on in messages, what's being said to people. And then all the influencers out there, like I'm seeing kids online, 13, 14, that have got a social media profile, and they're just kind of recreating images they've seen from older people. So it's all the poses, the makeup, the hair, and it really worries me. It does.
Yeah. Do you know what? Yeah, I know it sounds really inappropriate, but yesterday, Richard and I were really, really bored for something to watch, weren't we? And we found ourselves again scrolling through the Facebook videos. And there was this, on Facebook videos, remember one where people are blindfolded and they have to hold signs and they rip the signs off. Well, we stumbled onto these videos where people were exposing their other half, their husband or their wife that was a cheat. And so these people would have blind, and it was like
I've seen those ones.
Public humiliation.
Yeah.
Even though their marriage wasn't working, it's like complete, letting the world know. And I felt guilty for watching this because, you know, you never know the full story about why people have broken up, and that sort of thing bothers me. Have you seen them?
Yeah, I've seen them. So bad, and everyone like shares it everywhere. And
Nervous.
Stella, I absolutely hate sardines. Sardines. Oh my god.
If you wouldn't be happy with your mum seeing it, don't post it. Yeah. What is about the sardine question then, Alex? What's that about?
Oh my god. So for one of my YouTube channels, I was doing YouTube videos, doing a challenge where I had to put in the smoothie, and I literally can't smell fish, touch like just fish. I can't do. And my friend was like, "Oh, chuck sardines into the wheel," and I was like, "Yeah, well, if it's not going to land on it, so hey, it'll be fine." And I started filming it, actually landed on sardines. I was like, "Oh, great!" And now what? Put a bit in. Honestly, worst thing of my life. It makes me feel sick right now. It was horrible, and I was traumatized for life.
Oh my!
My mum came back from work. She was like, "Why do you look so sad?" I was like, "I had to drink sardines."
Me bad thinking about it.
It was horrible, honestly. It was horrible. So.
Lots of people as well are saying on here that they agree that it's 10-second revenge, which will make people feel awful for much longer. I actually felt, as somebody, you know, who's very sensitive, that I couldn't carry on watching anymore because it would attract me bad karma. But then I'm a strange gypsy, and that's how I live. My belief is, if you do nice things for others, then that niceness will come back to you. And if you do nasty things, it'll come back in some form. Are you guys a believer in karma? Do you believe that? And, you know, if you are an empath yourself and you've been brought up in a religion, do you have problems separating yourself from being an empath or being a psychic with your religion that you were raised with? These are all questions which make life hard, don't they? Especially when we lay it all out on social media. I can't say much because I take my followers into all of our rooms all over the house. I really do.
Yeah. Do you realize it's really hard when it's something you enjoy as well? Like for us doing this, So my auntie gave me a call about maybe a month ago, and my little cousin is at an age where he's like, I want to start using social media as well, and like I want to try these new trainers and blah blah blah. And she asked me, she was like, do I let him on? And I was like, it's really hard, like, because there is so much bad stuff out there. But at the same time, I told her, like, if you don't let him on, he's probably going to find a way to get on anyway, and it's worse behind your back than you knowing.
Yeah.
So I think he's on, I don't know.
Maybe there's something to be said for, you know, when children are in school or when they're in the online lessons, that there's a certain age where they have a set of lessons that before they get social media, that they need to know, look, step one, if anybody puts something that's nasty, block and report.
Yeah, I think lessons definitely should be incorporated. Like some of the stuff you learn in IT, none of us ever use. And then the important stuff like social media and all that stuff is just gets chucked out the window. No one ever learns it. And that's why so many people find it so hard, because it's such a shock.
Yeah. I'm going to put a question out there. I'm going to ask the followers, what do you want to ask us three? What do you want to talk about?
Oh, God, here we go.
Let's have a little look at what comes up, and then you can help me decide which one that we'll take. Because, you know what, sometimes when we come into your front room, it's like going to a friend's house, isn't it? And I don't want to hog the conversation. I want to know how you're all doing and what's peeing you off today.
Yeah.
You know, are you watching an amazing Netflix series that we're all need to be watching? And have you got a secret tool to get us through lockdown? Or perhaps you're on the other side of the world and you're through it already. Give us a glimmer of hope and some good news. Let's have a little look what comes up here.
There's my charger.
Margaret Murray. I believe in karma and feel you shouldn't use social media to get at people. If you have a problem with someone, then you have the decency to say it to their face. Well, I can swing that across to Laura, because Laura, you did a post on yours a few days ago, didn't you? Saying, I liked you a lot more to everybody in my life if you just tell me as it is. Talk us through that one.
Yeah. So it's all about holding space for people, and gossip and saying negative things about people is a reflection on yourself, not a reflection about who you're talking about. So it's kind of giving people space that if they want to talk to you, then let them say it to your face and give them that kind of opportunity where it's going to be welcomed. Otherwise, if they don't think that you're approachable, they're not going to want to come to you. They're going to talk behind your back. And then that generates this vicious cycle of gossip and nastiness. But it's all about kind of holding space for people, because I feel like at the end of the day, if you are saying bad stuff about other people, then you're kind of putting that out there for it to come back on you.
Do you know what? I grew up with a grandmother who was so wise, so amazing. And what Laura and I share in common is we both spent time living with our grandmas. And I lived with my grandmother when I worked on Brighton's Pier. She had a stroke and I used to go and stay with her. She was the wisest woman in the world. But when I was growing up, I couldn't believe that with people she met, she would pick out something about them that was unique that other people wouldn't pick up on. And she'd say, oh, I really like this about you, or I like that. And I've actually been out with my grandmother when somebody would say to her, I like your handbag, and it could be a client, and she'd go, hold on a moment, and she'd go and get a brown paper bag, and she'd empty a bag into it and give the client a handbag. And even with a Romany gypsy, when you have nothing, and this, you know, if you're a gypsy watching, you'll know about this, when you have nothing, you share it. You know, if you've done dinner and somebody comes in, you take a bit off everybody's plate and you give anyone a seat at the table. And that to me has encompassed me with a lot of luck in life when you live by that rule, because you attract niceness.
Yeah, definitely. Like with the karmic thing as well, it's not just in this life. So as you know, Claire, I've been doing a lot of study on past life stuff, and kind of that karma runs through past lives as well. And quite often that anyone who that kind of we know about, obviously serial killers and all that, that's a big thing at the minute, isn't it? People are kind of watching all the documentaries and whatnot. Yeah. And like those types of people generally won't reincarnate, because the karma for them would be so bad that the next life, even if they came back as a lovely person, that karma it just wouldn't work for them.
Okay, I've got a question for you guys, and we'll tie this in. I've got to bring up that question for let's have a look. There's a question for Laura there about toxicity. So what is your belief? what do you think happens when we die? Do you think that we are reborn? Do you believe that our body is purely a vessel for our soul, for our spirit? You know, that's what Laura and I believe, but I would be really interested to know what you guys think. I have noticed, haven't you two as well, and all of you out there, that during lockdown on Netflix, there is so much about space, time travel, what happens when you die, all that kind of thing. All of the Area 51 stuff is right out there. And I really want to know, because you can't deny the fact that in lockdown, there are times when we can't go outside that we do think about our mortality. And it's interesting to think, what that means to you. So let's have a little look.
Can you bring up
Gail's comment?
Got it.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, must be psychic.
So, as a young person, what advice or tips would you give to other young people who are intuitive yet need to be normal?
You mean that's also like being different? I mean, whether you're intuitive, whether it's an intuitive gift that you've got, or that you're just somebody who's got a special skill that makes you quieter in life, or whatever.
Yeah.
That's a good question for you, Alex.
So she's asking what advice I'd give to people who feel that they need to be normal.
Laura, how would I would take that question? Well, someone who doesn't fit in, but in this case, what Suzanne is talking about is there's obviously a young person or who is intuitive yet needs to be normal. I mean, if I can step in there for just a moment, you can't, because you're not. And don't try and fit in. The house that I was brought up in was turned into the first Steiner school. And as you know, Steiner schools were built for people with gifts and to promote natural learning as well. And I found that when I was growing up, I couldn't go to a normal school. And then I tried drama school because I couldn't close my brain to what they were teaching me, because I had been taught that anything was possible. And the impossible's possible, and miracles, they just take a bit longer. But that's the way that the gypsies believe. What about you? What about you, Laura?
I think so. For me, growing up as an intuitive person who felt like I couldn't be normal, I've been there, and it wasn't until I'm 30 now, and it wasn't until I was probably about 24, 25, I actually thought, no, this is me, and I should just be me. And not being myself over that whole time, I developed such a really horrible social anxiety. I'd worry about what people were thinking of me. But now actually being myself, it's like I've taken the mask off. If people judge me for me rather than this persona, if they don't like it, that's fine. Like, nobody needs to be normal. You need to be yourself, and that's the most important thing.
Laura, I've just got a question that's given me chills that I can't answer. Only how good a friend we are and the talks we've had through the night. I don't know why, but I've got to give this one to you.
Right, so that's good.
You know why, yeah?
I've got a book upstairs on Fred and Rose Web, and it is a very, very old book, and it's one that I believe you can't even buy anymore. And I've read it kind of back to front, and that gives me absolute chills. So I don't really know what to say on that, apart from like.
Well, listen, if you don't know about Laura, she is amazing at sensing where things are as well. And I'll have to have a talk with Laura next week, but there is one evening that you should do talking about things that we've talked about, but I can't. Okay, let's take some of your views here now. Okay, let's have a little look. We've got, hold on a second. Sam, make sure you follow Sam, guys. She is our residential oil expert, and she knows enough about gemstones to think about shit. I definitely believe in life after death and past lives. Are you listening to all this, babe? Kelly Elizabeth, normal doesn't exist. Hold on a second. I want to go to the life after death. Stella Henderson, I believe that you meet all your loved ones and everyone feels happiness and calm. Sonia Timmington, I believe our soul returns to the cosmos. It has free will to return if it so wishes. There we go. Catherine Kelly believes in reincarnation. And then we've got, let's look.
Oh, bless her.
Well done. I told you that was for you.
So talking about the past lives thing and the reincarnation, I've got kind of a bit of an anecdote talking about past, where I've been doing my study. So people often ask me sort of, when someone dies, what happens to them? Do they reincarnate? Do they stay here? How do we communicate with spirit? And I come up with this kind of, what's the word? analogy, and I've called it souls and sausage rolls, and it sounds a bit crazy. But basically, the soul and the spirit are two different things. So the soul is like your higher energy body. The soul is what reincarnates, whereas your spirit is like your personality is your you. So when we die, our soul goes on and gets reincarnated, but our spirit stays where it is. So then when we have mediums, they communicate with the spirit, not the soul. And that's how that works. And that's kind of the way I called it a sausage roll, is because the spirit is pastry on the outside. That's the bit that everyone sees and gets there. And then the meaty bit through the middle, that's the soul. That's like the core, but not everyone can get to it. Not everyone can.
The best bit.
It is the best bit.
Like, words were invented for a reason, and just the word soul, I mean, it's like soul, isn't it?
Mhm.
Words were invented for a reason. You can tell it's the meat, Alex, can't you?
Yeah.
Like, souls and sausage rolls. Oh my god, that should
before you
be
started
the
here.
name of a Facebook group for people who want to talk about the afterlife. That really, really should, shouldn't it? I absolutely love that as well. Souls. I knew that Sam would like that, didn't you, look, guys? Look.
Souls and sausage rolls is going to become a worldwide trend anytime soon.
I'm going to trademark it. It's mine. I said it first.
Now you also know, guys, that we deal with all levels of psychic things in our arena. But what I'd be interested as well is we do a lot of talking. Do you have a near-death experience, or do you have any experiences with the paranormal that you like to share with us? Perhaps knowing that you're in a safe space. And Alex, your vouch. We have lots of nice people as Lengro followers, don't we?
Yeah, really, really nice people. Really welcoming, really happy. And very interesting story. Some of the things I've heard have been like, whoa, that's cool.
Absolutely love that. Let's have a little look.
In there, souls and sausage rolls.
That's from your
You heard it right there.
Like, you need
Souls and
to
sausage
start
rolls.
a t-shirt or a hoodie or something with that.
I did a live, I think it was 2 weeks ago, a live, one of my Tuesday night lives, and that was the theme for it, was my souls and sausage rolls. And that was
Why not live for souls and sausage rolls?
I love that.
Yeah,
I think you should make a hoodie with a little sausage roll and have that under.
little ghost.
Well, listen, guys, on that note, I am going to sausage roll out of here and have some time with my amazing family, because I've been live all day. Laura Ann, when can people catch you next?
I am live every Tuesday night at 8:45. However, this Thursday, and I still have spaces.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night, actually, isn't it? My Balm for the Soul session is based around a visit to a past life. So if you want to get on that, pop onto my Anna Vera page and you can check that out and come and visit past life.
Absolutely. Catherine Kelly, would you like to come on as a guest on Saturday morning to discuss your job? Laura Ann, wouldn't we love to talk to Catherine Kelly live?
I'm sure I follow Catherine on Instagram. I'm sure I do.
Ah.
Cool.
Catherine Kelly, we would like to talk to you. So please do message both Laura and I. I would certainly love to have her live rather than commenting as well, wouldn't you? And Alex, are you going to pop back on when I take us off air and uplift everybody? What's your plan?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So, what do you want to know when Alex comes back on? Don't forget the raffle on the StreamYard, the picture of the amethyst at the very top. People comment. It's £4 a ticket to win a £225 large amethyst, and I'm in tears that we can't have it. I really am. But you know what? It's meant to go to one of you, and at £4 a ticket with a selling price of £225, it really will be a good
Raffles are so much fun. I actually love raffles.
So hold on, have we got somebody else here? Is Sonia also a paranormal investigator?
Oh,
Right, Sonia Timington, you also, please. Do you think on Saturday, if they're free, we could like interview them, Laura? You and I together. I mean, you're off for the weekend, aren't you?
I can do next week.
I can't do next Wednesday. Remember, do you know what, ladies? Get in touch, because I really, really want to interview you, and I know Laura would as well. Please don't forget to follow Alex, who's going to be popping back in a minute to talk to you all and lift you all up. And also, Laura Ann, you can book privately for readings where we can say what we can't say on air with both Laura Ann and I for our readings. So, Laura Ann, I'm so glad that you came on. Love it when we're together.
Thanks for having me.
Alex, always. And Alex, actually, Sam, you've got your finger on the button. I want those two ladies to inbox me, Sonia and Catherine. Absolutely would love to have you on. And Alex, love you so much. Thank you
Love
so
you
much
too.
for everything. And we'll see you soon, guys. And Alex, will see you in a minute. Thank you.
Thank you.
Out. Bye, guys. See you later.